the summer garden winding down and the fall garden just getting started, I thought I'd briefly share with you some of what we harvested this week from the summer garden. Here in Zone 5A, we typically harvest tomatoes all the way up to the first frost date in mid to late October. And even though the tomato plants are starting to fade, they are producing more ripe fruit now than at any other point this summer. For most of the season, we've harvested tomatoes on an as-needed basis. But with so many ripening now, we need to use them or lose them. So we stepped up our harvesting this week and put the tomatoes to use by making tomato soup and spaghetti sauce. Here is our first harvest of the week, and here is our second. For the last couple weeks, we've casually grazed on our grapes as they've ripened. But now, like the tomatoes, they are ripening quickly and need to be picked as soon as possible or lost to the squirrels and birds. So in addition to our usual grazing, we had a couple of larger harvests as well. Here's our first harvest, and we came back again later in the week for a much larger harvest. With so many ripe grapes at once, we're planning on making our first batch of grape jam. Our smaller pepper varieties are also ripening very quickly. We like to harvest these jalapenos from rareseeds.com after they turn red. We've been picking them as needed for weeks, but are now stepping up our harvesting efforts. The smaller peppers on the right are pretty hot, and were a complete surprise as we didn't intentionally plant them. They are either volunteers from seeds that found their way into the compost, or they could be a cross-pollination between the jalapenos and these little hot peppers. Whatever the case, they are very tasty and we're glad to have them. This week we harvested what may be the last zucchinis of the summer. The plants remained very healthy throughout most of the summer, but have recently struggled with powdery mildew, and the squash bugs haven't helped either. We eat greens every day, and this time of year malabar spinach, red vein sorrel, and Swiss chard are our biggest producers. We're also still eating dinosaur kale that was planted way back in January. We harvest herbs several times per week, including sage, parsley, and here we've harvested some oregano and garlic chives to go with our homemade spaghetti sauce. And finally, one of the true pleasures of this time of year is the return of the yellow raspberries. These berries produce a crop early in the summer and then again late in the summer. They have a very mild flavor, just a little sweet and a little tart, and they make a great late summer treat. Well, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, remember, you can change the world 1 yard at a time.